as well. Has moved up already to 249 in the Worlds. Has 2 straight titles under her belt. She will serve as we're ready for play. She's 22 years of age, representing the Czech Republic. This season, 2025 professionally, she has gone with this week in, well, 13-1. That includes 3 wins this week. Titles in Santo Domingo at the 35K level. Then Sumter, South Carolina, a few weeks ago at 75. Title at the 35K in Miami last year as well, along with a 35K in Punta Cana. 15K titles as well. And obviously the decorated career at the University of Georgia. Became the 3rd women's player to win team singles and doubles national titles. That is a pretty impressive run. Those triple crowns don't come along all that often. And Vidmanova, quick hold, gets us to 1 love. Yeah, just think back to the players who have done it in the past, and my history of college tennis is not nearly what my friend Alex Gruskin's is. However, the ones that pop into my head just off the bat: Matthias Blocher, another person from Georgia. 2001-ish, a little earlier. But yeah, it's such a rare feat, right? 3 times on the women's side. Georgia obviously has done very, very well, and my friend Jerry Chaplin among the coaching staff there. Standing head coach, Reynolds, the assistant. Chaps, the guy who we saw come through the USTA Pro Circuit on the double side a few years back. He's become quite a coach himself. Ma YeXin.
Ma YeXin to serve.
Of age, week 259, career high for her, 177, a little over a year ago. Does have a final in her recent past, Andong. So picked up a title at the 35K level in Osaka. It's been a pretty good year for her as well. 20-16. 2 finals to her credit. Ranking has kept her out of Grand Slam qualifying since Minnesota last year. just watch the first few points and you kind of anticipate that idea that it's going to be a pretty much a big hitter plus a little bit more of a counter puncher on these quicker courts here in Cary. Certainly a little bit more experience at this professional level. But will that matter here today? Gets us to 1 game all. For these two. A little bit of that learning process, I'm sure, for the two of them. Ma has never advanced through qualies and played all 4 last year. It's going to be really challenging to have that thought process of how you got to get back there. Even if you do not qualify, just being there and getting a little taste, and obviously some good events in China as well. So she's had some WTA level experience. Could win in Ningbo after getting a lucky loser nod there last year. Yeah, but going to be so important for her to really make a dent on the serve side. Same fan who is supporting Wu Yibing. Back out there for another one for favorites.
Glad for serve.
I don't think that Vidmanova is going to have no logos on her clothing for much longer. Put it that way. Was a pretty easy day at the office a couple of days ago on the single side one love retirement win over Madison Ringold, but then yesterday a little bit more challenging, 6-11 the third over Sonome. And also had to have 2 doubles matches yesterday, maybe just 1.
40-15.
But yeah, you worry about the physicality for her. Luckily hasn't been playing the last couple weeks. We only had 1 off yesterday. Kayeva. So there's a pretty distinct difference between the two in that regard. And it's not somebody who really necessarily shows that peak level. And I don't think she's going to necessarily be stressed here today in terms of being on her back heel, having to go around that much. She's going to be able to dictate a fair amount. So 3 holds to get us started, and we are off and running. You are watching live streaming on the USTA Pro Circuit.
Love 15.
CHN in the back of the baseline. That was a testy little
15
ball.
all.
I'm interested to see if Vidmanova is going to go after a little bit more on the returns at some point. Obviously, more diminutive side here. Might not have the biggest base available to her.
$30-15.
Can't afford too many of those
30 all.
loose errors here for Ma today. At this moment, if again, not knowing, if you will, just kind of entering this match in a vacuum, Ma's got a ton of energy. Vidmanova is just kind of struggling to get there. It doesn't have to be there by any means. That's not a requirement. But yeah, it definitely feels like there's another gear for Vidmanova that is available.
Advantage Ma.
Taking advantage of the wind being at her back right now, you can see as well, having to make those 1-2 different little adjustment steps to take that overhead at the right contact point.
Whoa.
A second or two to towel off. I think. Just about to pick up the towel. Okay, so is she going to be over the time? No.
Whoa.
interesting matchup, hasn't it? I mean, Ma's just, as she does, staying on top of the baseline, just kind of moving Vidmanova around, and Vidmanova has not done enough at this stage, and fine on the scoreboard, right? 2-all deuce, it's fine. But has not done enough to really kind of push Ma around yet. Could be kind of that problem solving and just a little self-scouting here on the day. It's been a tough physical week. But it is a great chance.
Vidmanova.
Number one. Just misfiring, and now that makes it 3-1. So
Vidmanova leads 3 games to 1.
Odd. I think would be the way I'd say it. It just doesn't. It's a weird feel for this match, isn't it? More rangy in the weight on that forehand, right?
40 love.
Well, just casually hold it to love to get us to 4-1. All Vidmanova early in this one. It's 4-1. Vidmanova in front.
love. Live for certain.
Missed again.
15-all.
Makes for a very challenging day if you can't find your finishing shots, and that's kind of what we saw from Ying in our last match as well. A lot of times through the first set that he was able to get to the points he wanted to and the swings he wanted to, and then just misfiring. Draxel was able to take advantage of that, and we're seeing the same here. Vidmanova fully in control. There is the first real attack on the serve with a little bit of momentum, a little bit of scoreboard behind her as well.
Left for serve. 15-40.
2 chances to put this set out of reach. That's going to be missed as well, so it is 5-1, and it doesn't even feel that close at the moment. Vidmanova trying to close this one down. She looks, I'm trying to figure out how I want to say this, she looks just almost bored by where we're at, and that's, I think that's a pretty positive thing in some ways, and that she has just got that high, lofty level of expectation for herself. Obviously becomes what happens if Ma raises her level. Set points for Vidmanova.
40-15.
Should shut it down. Indeed, it does. It was all Vidmanova. 6-1 first set, 1 set away from another final. You're watching live streaming of the USTA Pro Circuit. Well, yeah, that's disconcerting to say the least. Yeah, kind of needed one of those points for a little bit of confidence. Again, we can start with that, but the second serves are just going to be continuously attacked, you would think. A little bit passive with that one.
$30-15.
Such a fascinating quadrille. right now, isn't it? Because again, if you're only looking at body language and in between the actual swings, you would have no idea what this scoreline is. None. Absolutely zero. You would think it probably is the exact opposite of what it is.
Game Ma.
Ma got an early hold in the
Game,
green
second
as
set.
well. Also played here this week.
15 love. Oh. Love. Game Vidmanova.
Just having to
One game all.
the situation now. I think makes it what, 12 straight points on serve? 13,
Balls to the net,
14
please.
straight points on serve. To go check it point by point here.
Love 15.
Moments that tennis can just be a lovely sport. Other times where you just want to crawl off the court. Ma, yesterday, one in love. In her direction and now going the opposite way in a hurry. And that's with Vidmanova not really showing that energy and showing that top level yet. And that's what's got to be absolutely humbling for Ma here. Pretty telling though, right? It takes 5-6 shots to find that finish.
15-30.
It's a difficult ask. Starting to see a few bit more threatening clouds. And as I look, yeah, there is actually a 30% chance of rain in the next couple hours.
There you go.
All right. Chance of rain in the next hour and a half. 90% tomorrow. It's going to be a break chance here for Vidmanova. It feels like a match point this early in our second set.
You.
It feels like they're just not here at this stage, and it's been fun, but we haven't seen Vidmanova's top level hasn't been out there yet. Yeah, this approach here over this first couple of minutes of this set has allowed Ma to the ring as well. Vidmanova. 1-2. Vidmanova just kind of nods her head after a point like that. And again,
15 low.
If I kept saying this through the first, and I think it's starting to prove out, right, that there's Ma's level has risen slightly. Fewer errors off the ground. Vidmanova needs to match a little bit here too. Definitely feels like Ma's starting to, with this level race that she has, really dictate a couple more points as well. And if this is Vidmanova struggling a little bit with energy today, again, completely understandable after this difficult week. Singles and doubles for her. You want to get done quickly now that she's on the lead, right?
$40 low. Game, Vidmanova.
Another hold to love, 2-all.
2 games all.
Serve percentage has also increased here for
15 love.
So not as easy of a crack for Vidmanova.
$30 love. Last second, sir.
well done. And that one eye just kind of keeping.
30-15.
Eye on Ma and where she is with that court position. Well struck. Yeah, well done there, taking that ball early. And again, you're just seeing her getting inside the base a little bit more as this match has progressed, right? Especially into the second set. And having a little bit better success in terms of finding that second ball with some impunity. So, yeah, a little bit of momentum swinging the way towards me to rise to the occasion, and it's hard for me to say that considering the success she's had. And she knows her game very well. But in terms of that momentum, again, Ma has just shown a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more.
Love 15.
This is where you expect those that next level talent to shut the door, right? It's kind of that progress, big picture. And yeah, those kind of combinations a little bit more like
15 all.
First four. Ma has not generated a break chance as of yet. Yeah, you know, listen, I kept thinking it, kept saying it too. I mean, it's, you just have to not take it for granted if things come that easily. And especially so as Ma takes the lead 4-2.
Ma leads 4 games to 2.
If you're playing against a player whose main weapon is just that incredible consistency and that ability to stay in the points from on top of the baseline, and they have that kind of a first set, you can't let them breathe. And Vidmanova, I think she has in the last couple minutes, and again, has put in so much time through over the last year, right? A lot of effort, and this week too, in really difficult conditions. But yeah, a little bit of a mental misstep there. The double faults didn't help either.
Love 15. Love 30.
On danger, giving it right back from two offensive positions there. That well. She did not hit that well.
15-30.
For the first time expresses some emotion there. This low margin stuff from Ma, but look at every single contact point. And frankly, the contact point hasn't changed all that much from where we were in the first set. It's just been the execution.
$40-30.
Broken string to add insult to injury. Ma has raced up to a 5-2 edge here in this set. It's been much more about shape and just kind of movement here. There's that moment, again, of just trying to add and inject a little bit more pace here for Vidmanova.
$30-love.
there's that counter-punching capability for Ma, and then she's able to take those 2 steps in and take control of the point as well. What a turnaround it's been here in this second set. I think she missed. Yeah, it has been that kind of set. You can just see right all of a sudden realizing that that wind had moved it a good 2 feet to the right as this wind is starting to move in different directions because of the storms that are starting to move into the area. It is not just a north-south. I just didn't read it well, and the feet have never been spectacular here today. The energy's not been great.
40-30.
Tomas there just couldn't get that racket underneath it. And again, you're just, for whatever reason,
5 games to 3.
Dasha, just that energy level that, you know, doesn't always show for players. We certainly know that, cognizant of that, but this is that moment where you kind of want to see it. Ma serving for the set, 5-3.
Oh.
Everything here through the middle corridor from Vidmanova. Right, everything through the middle third. You see who's willing to take that little bit of risk and the great footwork to get her there. Yeah, finds its way into the court. Yeah, but look who took the first risk, right? Vidmanova. I think she's hit this point where she's not quite sure how she's going to be possibly closing out points. Now that Ma is all over the place and not missing, how she wins those points. Yeah, with room to spare as well, and a little bit of struggle less from Ma in terms of what she wanted to commit to. Where's that been throughout the day?
15-40.
2 chances for Vidmanova, who was 0 for 1 here in the set. There is a big gust of wind here behind Ma. And too much wind. So we are back on serve, and a ball change to boot, 5-4 in the second.
5 games to 4.
Crowd didn't hear the
30
call.
love.
Yeah. Finds its way to the baseline, and this is definitely a little bit better in terms of that first or second ball off the ground intent. Vidmanova.
$40-15.
And again, just it felt like there was just this stretch where she just wasn't taking any risk. And now she's kind of back to, you know, just a little bit more. It doesn't have to be outrageous. You don't have to be painting lines, but just have to find it. Look for
Balls
it
to my right, please.
to dictate a little bit better.
Go ahead and send it to you now.
5-all.
Go ahead and send them out.
With, yeah, one pop-up storm that is just kind of right on top of us here for the moment.
Love 15.
Yep. So just at this stretch now.
15-all.
Who makes that first big contact?
Glad for sir.
Don't love that.
15-30.
I know trying to take away time from Vidmanova is certainly a play that has been successful for her today. Completely get that, but that ball ends up swing contact point below the net, having to do a lot with it in windy conditions.
Oh.
Yeah, just finds that hook out wide, and Vidmanova, 2 chances.
15-40.
Cut the line. That was a risk. Wow, that's a risk. Off the hop. Yeah, catches square on the line, but my goodness. I mean, again, with the wind swirling here, to take that off the bounce like that, it's such a risk. Well executed. Second look for Vidmanova.
Game
and
Vidmanova.
only to just have that drop off 4 games in a row for Vidmanova. 6-5. She'll serve for it in a moment.
6 games to 5.
At 6-5. Just like that, that confidence has completely dropped off the map for Ma. Starts with a great return, able to step into that ball as well. To 15-all.
15-all.
Such a big match for both of these women, right? Vidmanova going to be fine, I think, for U.S. Open qualies at the least. She continues to bulldoze her way through some draws. Boy, how good was the composure there? How good was the composure there to be able to find that ball back into play, and then she has the time in the forehand. Just really lets her down. Vidmanova into the top 200 with a win today. And she's going to have 2 chances for it at match point. Well, lost her way for a few moments, but Darja Vidmanova is through to another final. 1-5 over Ma. This win streak just continues to get more and more ridiculous for her. After the school year ended, title in Santo Domingo, title in Sumter, South Carolina, and now this young woman will have an opportunity for her 3rd straight title at a 100 K here for the 22-year-olds, the greatest players in women's college tennis history. And looking to do it tomorrow. We'll find out her opponent coming up next. Brace and Ekstrand upcoming. You are watching live streaming on the USTA Pro Circuit.